I've had enough with this JK BMS. It just refuses to let the pack charge. Every time I try to connect it, it disconnects with a low cell warning. But the crazy thing is I need it to connect in order to charge. The fault messages make no sense, and I've spent hours trying to fix this thing. So at this point, I think it's time to tear it out and swap it with a new BMS. Okay, I got this new Seplos BMS. It seems to be physically much larger than the JK BMS. It's about double the size, and it comes with a little screen but it looks really good. It has CAN bus connections in the front there, and the back shows all of the components where I can connect the power connections. So I'm excited about setting up this one and see if I can get this to improve the system at the site. Time for an update. We're back at the site. Let's take a look at the battery system and get ready to replace the BMS. I didn't install the solar and battery system, but it was installed about 10 years ago. The inverter needs to be replaced. The lead acid batteries originally died. Got a second batch of batteries, those also died. And he eventually just decided to replace it with this lithium ion. This was a fun pack to build. It's assembled with these small 25 amp hour cells that my friend gets from work. It's tricky though with building a pack with these cells because we put 28 of them in parallel, and what that means is if you have one bad cell, it can take all 28 down with it. Normally what I do is I build battery packs with larger prismatic cells, and there's only one or two that are parallel per group. This is an image of a 2P system. So I have 32 cells, and it's still 51 volts nominal. And the likelihood of one of these cells going bad is a lot lower than the other pack that has 448 cells. And if one of those dies, then it brings the whole P group down with it. So this is a DIY pack. These cells are used. We think that most of the cells are in pretty good condition. It's hard to tell what the situation is. So this JK BMS, I don't know. I've sold a few of them. I haven't heard raving reviews. I'm not so happy with it. The things I do like about the JK BMS is that it has adjustable number of voltage inputs, like up to 24 volt channels, I think. So you could do an NMC or LFP pack, 14S or 16S. That's kind of convenient. You have one box that can do that. The second thing was it has active balancing. So that's why I got it. Since then, I bought the Seplos BMS, and I have an active balancing kit that comes with it. And with these off-grid systems, with DIY systems, to some extent, there's like a never-ending troubleshooting thing to do. So we got some good news here. We actually have the new BMS installed, and it's working great right now. I wasn't expecting it to be all working, but let me show what we got going on here. Okay, we have all the wires strung up here, and they're coming up and over and coming down into the box, into the BMS here. This is the Seplos BMS. I plugged it in and it just started working. I was shocked. So this one has just passive balancing right here, but I plugged the screen in, the screen's working. So it's saying 100%. I plugged in the CAN right here, and I plugged it into the solar right here. And I noticed that the inverter picked up this 100%. So I was surprised that it was going to work like that, but it's communicating and working well. It was charging earlier. We were able to charge it up. It looks like it is trickle charging it a bit from solar. So that's great. It's quiet. We don't have the generator running anymore to have power, so that's great. We're pretty happy with this BMS so far. It does show a warning here because, let's see. Yeah, high voltage warning and high voltage protection. So we did have a high cell fault, so it just triggered that and stopped it from charging. But it's pretty nice how this works. Let's see, where's the high cell? Yeah, cell 5 was hit a high cell fault or high cell warning. We have solar available and it will charge once it's ready, and the Solark is listening to it, which is pretty incredible.
All right, just leaving the job site now. The new BMS is really a great match. So the Seplos BMS, I plugged it in, turned it on, and it worked. That's a first. And it was already set up for 16 channels and LFP. So I was pretty impressed by that. And I even plugged in the communication cable to the inverter and it worked there too. That was a nice surprise. A lot of the work was done ahead of time by Randy. He was able to basically run the wires to each of the cells and make sure that they ran all the way over to the box that had the BMS inside of it. We couldn't fit the BMS close to the cells, so it had to kind of go on the other side of the wall. The wire runs are a little bit long, but I think it'll be okay. The voltages were looking pretty normal. So when I left the property, solar was charging the batteries. Actually, right when I plugged in the BMS and turned everything on, the solar on the inverter kicked on and started charging the batteries right away. And then we turned on the loads in the house and we got the internet working. And I was trying to get the solar to connect on the Wi-Fi, but that wasn't really working out. We were impressed that at least the system was up and running. So it was great to see is the inverter was taking that solar power and charging the cells with it. The BMS was receiving the charge and didn't open up its MOSFETs or anything. And then a few cells reached high voltage. When I checked, it was like 3.5 something. So they were pretty high. They're nearly full. So the BMS, I think, either disconnected or turned off. And the BMS said 100% SOC because that high cell. The cells aren't balanced at all. When I plugged in the communication cable, I noticed that the inverter registered the BMS or the batteries at 100%. So that means that the communication cable connecting from the BMS to the Solarc worked. I was surprised I didn't have to update or change any of the protocols or anything. So really impressed to see that that works. So it wasn't accepting any more charge, but there was a high cell anyways. So I did notice that high cell was dropping in voltage, so I'm pretty sure it was balancing. Great to see that work out so well.